Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, indeed, we have honored the children of Adam, the human beings, and we have given them a great, clear, distinct, marked preference over many of those that we have created. It is incumbent upon you to recognize and to accept this honor and this distinction which Allah has distinguished you with from the rest of the creatures. And for you to consider, to deem yourself above, being in resemblance to these animals which Allah has elevated you above them. And it has been confirmed from the Prophet ﷺ, the command to be different from the rest of the animals in these positions or these states or in their exterior appearance while they are in the Salat. All of these descriptions have been collected by Imam As-San'ani, rahimahullah, in his saying in a line of poetry.
إذا نحن قمنا في الصلاة فإننا نهينا عن الإتيان فيها بستة بروك بعير والتفات كثعلب ونقر غراب في سجود الفريضة وإقعاء كلب أو كبسط ذراعه وأذناب خيل عند فعل التحية.
If we stand up for the Salat, then we are prohibited from doing 6 things. The buruk of the ba'ir, going down, kneeling to the kneeling position like the camel does. Iltifat, katha'alab, turning, glancing around like the fox. Pecking like the crow in sujood, in the obligatory prayer. The sitting of the dog, or stretching forth the forearms like a dog. The tail of the horse at the time of doing the tahiyyah, meaning the taslim, the ending of the Salat. Here the Shaykh now, after mentioning these hadith, he describes each of these actions. How are they actually performed? The pecking of the crow, that he touches, the crow, he touches with his nose or his forehead the ground. We see some people prostrating on their nose alone without their forehead, and some people prostrating on their forehead alone without their nose. And it is obligatory in sajda that your forehead and your nose must touch the ground. The iftirash, or the stretching forth of the forearms like the beasts, the predatory beasts, or the beasts of prey. Placing the forearms on the ground and not raising them up and not separating the elbows from the sides. The taking control of a particular place as your own special private place of the camel. This means that a person becomes accustomed to a known place in the masjid that he doesn't pray except in that place. And the iqa' of the kalb, the sitting of the dog, the backside flat on the ground, the legs propped up in front of you, and putting his hands, palms on the ground to hold them up. This is called uqbatu shaitan, also in the hadith narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha. And the glancing, looking back and forth, sharp glances back and forth like the looking of the fox. This looking back and forth is the embezzlement of shaitan that he takes from the prayer of the worshipper. In this, there's something that is detestable, to be done in the Salat. Your eyes should be on the place of prostration, and every time in the Salat, except when you're reciting tashahhud, you should be looking at your forefinger as you're reciting tashahhud. And the last description that the Shaykh mentioned, the wild horse, is not calm and is constantly moving its tail and its feet. When the person is about to finish the Salat, they should be very calm, and they should only turn their head and face to the right and say Assalamu alaikum wa Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, or like this, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There should be no other movement at the time of salam. And indeed we have created the human being in the best stature. The creation of the human being is the best possible form. Distance yourself from any resemblance to the animals that Allah has raised you above.